the plan is we just go over some new cards, the evil heroes and such. I haven't read them at all yet, but I saw that people were hyping them up. So why don't we just start with that and see where it takes us and how long it takes us. So here we go. Give into the supreme darkness with evil hero. I believe that this is the first wave of cards we're getting from the supreme darkness, right? At least that's what the set is called, right? So that is a main set, right? It is a main set. All right. And the cool thing about evil heroes, which I actually don't know if it's true for every evil hero, but at least these ones are evil retrains of... I think it's true for all of them. Because like Malicious Edge is an evil version of what, like Blade Edge or something? I think they're all evil versions of regular heroes. The majority are, not all. Okay, well, I guess yeah, but it's a common theme at least with evil heroes. So here we've got Toxic Bubble, which is obviously a Bubble Man retrain. Level 4 Water Fiend effect monster. 800 attack, 1200 defense. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect once per turn. You can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except hero monsters. So a completely unconditional extender for heroes that locks you into heroes. Okay. If this card is special summoned and you control a fusion monster that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion, you can draw 2 cards. Oh. Oh. Okay. Now, it's funny because in modern Yu-Gi-Oh sense, this card is not that great. Like, we've been talking about a couple like cards like this before in recent card reveals, where this card is just an extender, right? It doesn't really start anything. At the same time, Hero, I feel like, already has plenty of starters, right? Hero already has plenty of starters, so something that is just a super generic extender could be solid. Now, obviously, currently, you don't really summon any of the heroes that need to be summoned with Dark Fusion. I think that's just all the evil hero fusions, right? So currently, you don't really summon any of those in a regular hero deck. Maybe they want to make evil heroes their own thing, or they're gonna try to incorporate it in a hero deck. Either way, this card is cool because it's a very unconditional extender, plus it has an insane upside, right? If you ever get to use the second effect on this, it's crazy, right? Extender plus draw 2 is insane if you can do this somehow consistently, somewhat consistently, right? And then we have Evil Hero Doom Prison. Is this a retrain? Light level 4, 1700. Oh, it's Prisma. Yeah, okay. Level 4 Light Rock Effect Monster, 1700 attack, 1100 defense. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect once per turn. If you control a fusion monster that has to be special summoned with Dark Fusion, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can send a hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. If you fusion summon a hero monster this turn, this face-up card can be used as a substitute for any one fusion material whose name is mentioned on it, but the other materials must be correct. Okay. Oh, wait, I just realized they also resemble their initial effects a little bit. That's cool, because this one also, like, Bubble Man, special from hand, potentially draw 2 cards, right? This one does that too. And Prisma also, send a hero from deck to grave to, you know, copy name. This card is also solid, right? Because, yeah, the extension effect is more conditional. You need to already be able to summon a hero fusion that's summoned with Dark Fusion. But you don't have to special summon this card, right? It doesn't have to be a special summon. It's a completely fine normal summon, right? You just normal it, then you like Foolish Shadow, what's the guy called? Shadow Mist? And then Shadow Mist can search you. Shadow Mist can search any hero, right? Or is it just elemental heroes? Any hero. Yeah, so this can get you to Vision Hero Ferris, right? Shadow Mist can trigger for cost. Oh, I think Shadow Mist just says send to the graveyard. I don't think it needs to be by a card effect. But that would make it worse. I don't think that's the case, though. Shadow Mist? No, it's just when it's just if it's sent to grave. It doesn't need to go by cost, but by card effect. It triggers. Yeah, this is good as well. Obviously, I think it's not ideal to start with this in a hero deck because, at least the way I remember it, I'm by no means a hero expert. But the way I remember it is if you have to start your combo by sending Shadow Mist, then the rest of your combo will get a little bit weaker because you can't use Shadow Mist again, right? So, like, that's why you would rather start with Stratos than, for example, with this, right? Because you'd rather not use that Shadow Mist effect super early on in the turn. But it's still fine, right? It works. Also, yeah, Shadow Mist is only one of the two effects. You can't do both. So you have to, like, decide between, do I use Shadow Mist to search, or do I try to use Shadow Mist to search mass change? But it's still fine. You can send Malicious, right? And then you can use Malicious. I guess that also works as a starter, right? Like, if you just summon this, it is a one-card combo, right? You summon this, send Malicious, banish Malicious, summon another Malicious, make Cross Crusader, and then you can Cross Crusader, revive a Malicious, and then tribute that Malicious to summon out a hero. Right? That should work. Oh, wait, Cross Crusader needs warriors? I guess I have to... It's, it does need 2 warriors. Okay, so what I said does not work, because it does need... it is a rock monster. Okay. Well, either way, it's a solid card. The exact implications, I can only really guess. I'm not super deep into it, but it seems like a good card to me. Evil Hero Infernal Rider. Now, this one, I can't think of what the inspiration for this one is. Yeah, this does not ring a bell. Another hero monster. Anyways, level 6 Wind Fiend. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a Dark Fusion from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can banish this card and 4 other monsters from your graveyard. Set a Super Polymerization from your deck. Also, until the end of your opponent's turn, you cannot special summon except heroes, but you can fusion summon fusion monsters that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion with effects other than it. Oh. Okay. So... this is gonna be a weird card if people play it, because it's a level 6 that has no means of summoning itself. So it's gonna be just another brick added to the pile, which is probably why I would not play this. At first, my first instinct is to not play it. I understand you can tutor it out of the deck probably, but that is true for all of the hero bricks in some way, shape, or form, right? It's like, they're all there for a reason. They're all there because, like, if you get to combo, then they make your combo stronger because you have all those resources in your deck that you can use, right? But, like, I'm looking at traditional hero decks at the moment, and I'm like, dude, do I really want to add a copy of Infernal Rider to it? Do I want to add a copy of Dark Fusion to it? Maybe, right? But it's gonna make the deck more powerful, but also more bricky. So it's like, it's not a win-win, right? It's like, it's not necessarily a net positive, right? Because I feel like this is something that hero already struggles with. So I'm not sure if this helps, because to me it feels like if a hero deck gets to combo, it's already pretty strong actually, right? Like if a hero deck gets to pull off its combos, it's already very, very good. It has already plenty of options for super strong stuff that you can go for, right? Whether it's Plasma, Dark Law, DPE, Dark Angel locks, all this kind of stuff, right? Is it really necessary to add some bricks into my deck to make that end board even stronger? Maybe, right? The Neo's Wingman with the trap card that you search, favorite contact or whatever, right? A whole bunch of cards that are like searchable and make your end board stronger. And this is just another one of those. So are you going to end up playing it? Maybe. Maybe there's a Dark Fusion version of the deck that's going to pop off. Maybe you take out other bricks to fit this. Maybe you're like, oh, I prefer this over the favorite contact package or something. The hero community is going to hate me for what I'm saying, because I don't actually know if that's better or not. Like, people are like, no, that's... People are going to be like, how dare you say this is the cut favorite? I don't know. But, like, in theory, that is something you could do, right? I wouldn't advise you to play heroes with every single possible brick just to make your combo as insane as possible, but maybe this is still good. And then we have Evil Hero Neos Lord. Level 10 Dark Fiend Fusion. Materials, Elemental Hero Neos, or a fusion monster that mentions it, plus an effect monster on the field. Must be special summoned with Dark Fusion. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. Oh, by the way, this last sentence here is pretty interesting. Because it basically just lifts the summoning restrictions for all of your Dark Fusion monsters, right? All of your Dark Fusion heroes, you can now summon with like a regular poly or with super poly as well, right? So that's something worth noting. So now you can theoretically, after you set the super poly with this guy, you can now use any effect monster on the field together with any Neos fusion into this, right? If this card is special summoned, or if a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard while this monster is on the field, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls, take control of it. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Yeah, so if you set Super Poly with Infernal Rider, on your opponent's turn, you can Super Poly one of their monsters alongside your Neos fusion, or OG Neos, to summon this, and then take control of another monster of your opponent. So the Super Poly will be basically getting rid of 2 bodies. Which is not terrible. And then we have Evil Hero Inferno Wing Infernal Backlash. Level 6 Fire Fiend Fusion monster. This one seems very clearly after... What is the guy called? The one that... Flame Wingman. It needs Avian or Burstinatrix plus a hero monster. Must be special summoned with Dark Fusion. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add a Dark Fusion or a card that mentions it from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except the fusion monster. If your hero monster destroys opponent's monster by battle, inflict 2100 damage to them. So this one, right off the bat, you can play 1 Toxic Bubble, search it, because it mentions Dark Fusion, and then just draw 2 cards, right? Which is pretty neat. If you can pull it off, right? Summon this. Add Toxic Bubble, special, draw 2. It's pretty nice. Now, the obvious problem is you need Avian or Burstinatrix, which once again, same topic as earlier. Would you like to play those cards in your deck? Probably not, but you can copy them with the new Prisma. You can treat it as Avian or Burstinatrix. Now, once again, Hero, I feel like, has such a like high quantity of possible routes you can go down to, or so many routes you can go down to shape your combo. This isn't bad. The question is it the best way to play heroes, right? Because once again, you're not gonna, even if you wanted to, you couldn't play all of the heroes in one deck, right? Like, there's just way too many even playable ones that like you have to decide. And this one might be like the Evil Hero package is people are gonna try it, so we're gonna find out if it makes its way into hero decks. I'm not sure, but it's not a bad card. And then we have Evil Hero Dark Knight, Fiend monster and Warrior monster. Must be special summoned with Dark Fusion. Monsters your opponent controls lose attack equal to the original attack of the fusion materials used for this card's summon. Oh, that's a lot. Potentially, right? Like, this is gonna make, like, everything lose, like, 2,000 or something, or more, usually. 3,000. And then you're gonna like put a DPE next to it and all your opponent's shit is 0. Right? Can make a second attack during each battle phase. If this face-up special summoned card you control leaves the field by your opponent, you can target a fiend or warrior in your grave, special summon it in defense position. Overall, I feel like this is just an OTK tool that lets you ignore your opponent's monsters. Like, you just make it, everything is 0, and you just attack a bunch of times. Other than that, it doesn't do all that much, right? It's like, okay, I can attack twice with 1600, and if my opponent gets rid of it, you can revive a fiend or warrior. It's fine. Dark Contact, normal spell card. Activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect once. Oh, so if you have both, you can activate it twice for different effects. Fusion summon a fusion monster that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion from your extra deck by shuffling its materials from field, grave, or banishment into the deck. This is treated as a fusion summon with Dark Fusion. Okay, so it's a miracle fusion, basically, for Dark Fusion monsters. But they already have that. Isn't that Dark Calling? Yeah, Dark Calling banishes. This one shuffles back. All right. Or add a Supreme King's Castle or Dark Fusion from your deck to your hand. Okay, what is Supreme King's Castle? Is this also here? No. It's a bad field spell. Supreme King's Castle. You can fusion summon with other effects once per turn. During your damage calc, if your fiend monster battles, you can send an evil hero from deck or extra deck to the grave. Your monster gains attack equal to the level of the monster sent. It is a mediocre field spell. It is a mediocre field spell, yeah. Okay. That kind of ruins the idea of this card for me, because I like the initial idea of, hey, we want this card to be like, we don't want people to be able to use the same card multiple times in a turn, but in case you draw 2 of it, here is an alternative effect, right? But then the alternative effect is just terrible. So, I mean, I guess you can search OG Dark Fusion if you play it. Yeah, okay. Evil Assault. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Discard a card. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, except hero monsters. Also take a level 4 or lower evil hero from your deck. Either add it to your hand or special summon it. If this card's in your grave, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it, add a Dark Fusion from your graveyard to your hand. Oh. Is this just a hero lives, but free? Like no life points cost? Instead you have a discard? That's pretty good. That is pretty good. So your prime target for this is probably just going to be the new Prisma, right? Like discard 1, summon the new Prisma. I guess it becomes weird if you want to play Hero Lives and this card, right? Then because Hero Lives, I guess you can just Hero Lives first. Because Hero Lives, you need an empty board. This one you don't. Yeah, it's fine. You just Hero Lives first. Yeah, that's good. That's solid. Good starter. It's nothing, I don't think it's that crazy because quite simply, like, Heroes already has a card like this and no one really complains about it. Like, I feel like Hero Lives is just whatever. And this is just another copy of it. Honestly, I think in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! It's even better to pay half your life points than to have to discard a card. But it is powerful. It's a good card. Dark Supremacy. Normal trap. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Dark Fusion and spells that mention it in your grave. Negate their effects until the end of this turn. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it, then target up to 5 hero monsters in your grave, and or banishment, shuffle them into the deck. Target face-up cards up to the number of Dark Fusion and spells that mention it in your grave. Negate their effects. It's not bad, because negate face-up cards includes like targeting spell cards. That is powerful. You can stop evenly. You can stop Dark Ruler no more. You can stop all kind of stuff with it. Now, and this is, I feel like this is the theme of this whole reveal. I feel like all of these cards are solid. Genuinely. All of these cards are solid. And I think design-wise, I think they're kind of cool, right? Because they add, at least, I mean, Heroes already has a ton of floodgates, but these cards don't really add any sort of floodgate proportions to it. It's mostly just like a bunch of cool starters and combo pieces and extenders. Just a lot of tools that makes it so, in my opinion, this makes it so from now on, the hero decks that are currently like a mash of like you're playing elemental heroes and destiny heroes and what else do you have? We've got like some masked hero, vision hero stuff. Now you're gonna add potentially some evil heroes into the mix, right? Which is cool. The problem, quote unquote, is that while these cards are good, I don't feel like they add much to the hero deck that it doesn't already have, right? Because everything here to me screams like, yeah, we are combo pieces, we're creating powerful end boards. You've got more options of what you end on now. Like you can go set a super poly now. Mike Vokage. My bad. You can set a super poly now. You can search a new trap card. You can make this on your opponent's turn. You can draw 2 cards within your combo. Now, the thing is, Heroes, I feel like Heroes can already do all that stuff, right? Like, Heroes already has 1-card combos. Heroes already has crazy auto-win boards if you go uninterrupted. You already have, with Dark Angel, for example, you have ways to stop evenly matched. You have ways to stop Dark Ruler. All that kind of stuff, right? So, while these cards are good, I don't feel like they solve the problem of Heroes, right? Which at this point, let's be real, one simple way of solving the problems of Heroes would be to give them something that stops Nib, right? That is one of the main things about Heroes, is like, yeah, that's cool and all, but how do you play the game if your opponent has Nib, for example? I don't know if it doesn't feel like this would do it. And now I'm aware the hero players are going to be all over the comments and be like, Nib is not actually a problem, but I'm pretty sure it is. I'm not saying it wins every single time, but it's a real problem, right? And this doesn't really solve much of it. Like, it's just basically Hero is already a combo pile with a bunch of good 1-card combos, and now you have even more of that. Which is, they're cool cards, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're bad, but there's a difference between a card being good and a card solving a problem of a deck, right? Tyjantic, thank you for the 26 months. Appreciate that. Oh, you weren't done, of course. Evil Hero needed this for sure. I mean, I don't know. Are you really going to play a pure Evil Hero deck? To me, it just feels like I'm going to throw all of these in a regular hero deck. Right? That is like, I guess it's up to the individual whether you think it's cool or not, right? Like, there is not really a pure version of elemental heroes or destiny heroes or vision heroes or evil heroes. They all go into the same deck. It's kind of like a mix of different hero archetypes in one powerful combo deck. Which I find it kind of cool that they kind of mix and match between different hero archetypes, right? But I guess some people might find it annoying that you can't just play pure elemental heroes or something, right? Yeah, it's like the pendulum deck of the hero universe. Pretty much. Yeah, these are cool. Tompo, thank you for the 5 months. Cero, thank you for the first time Prime. Jack Sterling, thank you for the 11 months. Appreciate you guys. Welcome back. Thank you, thank you. Also, feel free today. I don't know exactly which setting my mic was on before I turned it up. So if I ever start peaking again, tell me, and I'll turn it down another notch, because I don't know, I don't want to turn it too low. Right now it looks fine to me with the volume in OBS, but if I ever start peaking, and please tell me so I can turn it down one step further. I think people wouldn't be so sick of nostalgia support if it wasn't so consistently mid. Are people sick of nostalgia support, or are you sick of nostalgia support? Because I don't feel like people are sick. I don't think you speak for the people. Like, I feel like these cards were pretty hyped up in the community. I also feel like people were pretty hyped about a lot of other legacy support. I don't know. It's like, this doesn't feel disappointing to me at all. Heroes getting it gets frustrating, to be fair. I mean, I guess you can look at it from two perspectives. The one perspective is, you're a hero player. Are you excited about these cards? Probably, because they're just new toys to play with. They're definitely playable. Whether they solve the deck's problems is another question, but they're definitely playable cards that you can try. And if you're not a hero player, at least the way I always look at it is like, if I'm not a hero player, to me, it doesn't really matter if those cards exist or not, right? Because, like, I don't care if hero gets great support. Like, I like heroes, but I'm not like a huge fan or anything like that, right? It's not like my pet deck. So whether these cards exist or not probably doesn't impact me that much, right? But it doesn't make me mad that it's not a different archetype or anything like that, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, had they decided to not make these cards, that does not automatically mean that your favorite archetype gets something instead, right? Like, sure, maybe there's archetypes out there that deserve support more than hero deserves another wave, right? But it's like, let them make the hero support for the people that want it. Every other year, this stuff is just, it just goes hard for them, right? Like, it just sells, right? The hero support every once in a while, the Blue Eyes, the Dark Magician, all that kind of stuff, right? It just works, right? So that's why they do it, and it's understandable, right? Like, why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do it if you have a player base that, like, consists of so many people that love these cards, right? It's like, so obviously they're gonna do